welcome back to Body Beautiful. I'm Janelle Marie. With us today, we have plastic surgeon Dr. Joseph Mealy. All our Cron viewers know him. We're talking about different procedures. All right, so let's get right into this one. We are talking about mastopexy augmentation.
I love saying that.
It's a wonderful.
It's very precise, but it's also confusing for people.
It is. So let's talk about what is mastopexy augmentation.
So mastopexy basically means breast lift.
Oh,
it's
that's
breast
it?
changing.
Okay.
We're fixing it. We're lifting it up, and augmentation making bigger. So it's
breast
a breast
lift
lift
plus a
with some volume.
implant.
So we had an implant, exactly.
Picture number one.
And there's lots of different ways to do this too. So sometimes we can do a small lift, sometimes a bigger lift, larger volumes, smaller volumes. It really depends on what the endpoint is. So in this case, this is someone who wanted to be substantially larger.
Right.
And her nipple was kind of low and deflated. So what I've done is do a lift to bring the nipple up to the front of the breast, and the implant provides the volume that we're looking for.
Is that considered a big lift when you have to move the nipple, or is...
That's kind of a smaller lift.
Okay.
You know, we call it a periareolar lift. It's just around the nipple. We can move things up.
That's it? Okay.
It allows me to move it an inch or so, or maybe a little less. If we try to do too much with that incision, though, it ends up giving us a wider scar. So that's one reason we would convert to doing a lollipop lift, which is a vertical scar with the circular scar.
So like a T-scar down from your nipple to the bottom of the breast?
Yeah, we can do it without the T.
Oh, without the T,
yeah,
so just the scar coming.
That lets me put the tension on that vertical scar. It helps me control the size of the areola to reduce it, and sometimes for areola reduction, we'll do that too. The T at the bottom, it lets us get rid of that redundant skin that's falling over the inframammary fold.
When they're sagging a bit.
Yes, but when we use an implant, sometimes we don't have to do as long a T.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So,
all right, it's very natural too. Second picture?
So in this case, her breasts also look bigger because her belly's been made smaller, but we did a mommy makeover in this case.
Okay.
Her nipples were just sort of folding over at the bottom of the breast. Yeah. So in this case, I've done the inverted T lift.
Okay.
So I'm able to move everything up, bring all the skin together nicely around the implant, put the implant in behind the muscle, so we get a nice tapered top. And then, of course, the area where the most projection is right as at the nipple.
And what's the recovery time, let's say you do your big lift?
It's the same as a breast aug.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because really the stretching of the muscle with the implant is what causes the most discomfort. If we just do a lift for someone, even a big lift, even breast reductions, they tend to recover very quickly.
So if you want to work out quickly after, get back into your whole day working out, how long?
I mean, things like walking you do right away.
Okay.
Anything with a lot of bouncing or overhead reaching, usually a couple weeks.
Couple weeks? Okay, that's not bad. Picture number 3.
So this is an example where everything looks like it's saggy, but this is what we call pseudotosis. It's like it's fake sagging.
Oh.
Because all I've done here is an augmentation. So
that's it.
Didn't need to do a lift.
Okay.
Even though her nipple is kind of down and the breast, it looks like the skin is folding over at the bottom. Restoring volume gives enough support in this case where we don't have to do a lift.
Now, do a lot of women come in with different shaped breasts? Is that why they have the change? Because it looks like it happened here.
Sometimes they come in with 2 different shaped breasts all by themselves.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, yesterday's augmentations, I'm using different size implants.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Because we're trying to make things more even.
Oh,
and that's very normal, very natural, but we don't like it.
No, we don't like it.
We want it to be as symmetrical as possible.
And that's what looked like happened there, too. All right, picture number 4.
So that's another example of a breast augmentation lift with a vertical scar. And you can see the vertical part of that scar.
Yes.
It's a little bit pigmented. Sometimes that will happen. We'll get a little bit of pigmentation there, and we can try and bleach it.
What do you mean? It just means it's going to be brighter?
Oh, yeah, okay. It's a little dark.
Okay, so you can bleach it maybe, or it'll just fade with time?
So we try and bleach it, or if it's red, sometimes we use a laser to try and lighten it up.
Gotcha.
But sometimes that's just the way it is. It's part of the price of having a lift.
And I can see you tummy tuck there, sort of a mommy makeover. Now, can you do a tummy tuck that does not involve the muscles?
We can, but often the muscle is part of the problem.
Really?
So I do it without the muscle more often for men than for women. Because men, sometimes they've got that loose skin from weight gain, but the muscle tone is still good. Also, I'm not trying to make an hourglass figure for men.
That's true.
So there's not as much reason to tighten it, but if it's falling forward, it helps.
And you still have a lot of crepey skin on your stomach if it's just loose. And you can sometimes just do a mini tummy tuck with that and
if it's below the belly button.
If it's below the belly button.
If it's hanging over the belly button, then I need to do the full thing.
Gotcha. All right. And then our final picture.
Another example. So and this is a lift with a small implant, kind of a flat implant at the bottom.
What do you mean flat implant? That's
when
so
people look at the shape, they're like, no, I don't really want that shape.
Yeah,
because the implant itself looks kind of pancaked.
Really?
But in this case, she's got plenty of volume.
And
what I'm trying to do is just add a little bit at the base.
That is great.
In order to give that upper pole a little bit of fullness.
I love that.
In some cases where, like in this case where she's got some fullness at the top, sometimes we don't need to do that. We can just do a lift and still get a good shape.
I love that.
But sometimes it's very flat up there and the implant helps.
And real quick, we don't have a lot of time, but can you breastfeed after you get a breast lift or breast aug? You can still breastfeed?
Yeah. The recommendation is to go ahead and breastfeed if you want to.
Really? So not a problem?
You may make a little less milk.
Yeah.
Because the implant's taking up space. The breast may think it's full, but the milk itself is perfect.
Same thing.
Yeah.
All right, great information. Thank you so much. For more information about Dr. Mealy, you can just call the office, 925-943-6353, or check them out on the web, drmealy.com, sanfranciscobreast.com. Remember, the before and after pictures are all on the website, so be free to look at those whenever you want to. We'll be right back on Body Beautiful. Stay tuned.